intruders. Now moving on, Amy's first television interview since turning her back on crime. One of Newcastle's most notorious criminals says he's now helping young offenders to do the same. It comes as Stephen Sayers releases a tell-all book on what it's like to be part of one of the most feared criminal gangs on Tyneside. The 50-year-old, along with his brothers, have spent a total of 50 years in prison after being involved in some of the most prolific crimes. Nathan Lee went to meet him.
In the tell-all book, Stephen opens up on what usually is the very private nature of being involved in a life of crime. So what made him reform his life?
I just woke up one morning and went, that's enough, I've had enough. Doing days wrong, you know, it's been a very interesting life. I'm not trying to glamorise it in any way, shape or form. I do believe if I could do some good from being much the sort of person I was by going into prison and taught these young ones, I would certainly put my heart and soul and determine them not going into life of crime. That's no good. You lose a lot of your life, not just for prison, it's your upbringing of your children. You're missing all the money in the world cannot replace your freedom. Me and my brothers, we spent a total of about 50 years in imprisonment, you know, between us. That's what we've been sentenced to in remands and things like that, you know.
And it's during that time in prison where Stephen became associates with Raoul Mort, the Tyneside gunman who shot his girlfriend in PC David Rathband just after being released from prison before turning the gun on himself.
Yes, I met Raoul, yes I did, and during prison. I knew Raoul prior to going to prison. I met him and I sent us a letter over, and I spent 10 minutes with him in the morning time, 10-15 minutes with him in the morning time before he got released from prison. And what went on between me and Raoul when we spoke privately, it'll stay with me till the day I die, you know. Maybe these messages he was passing, if I can look back on them, maybe he indicated certain things but not indicating murder and nothing like that, you know. But I still, after listening to Raoul, I think Raoul was a lot of provocation with Raoul. Raoul was pushed into a position where mentally or whatever, you know, he wasn't in a good place when I seen him.
And Stephen believes that the Sayers name still has certain connotations, and the reputation that comes with it is resulting in unfair treatment from Northumbria Police.
Always. I think you've got young constables nowadays from when I was 5 who were only born. I think, oh yes, we can arrest the Sayers. And it's the same as like say, when they go over the top, and as I say, it's relentless persecution by them. And there has been a lot of the history of Northumbria Police being not going by the rules with us, you know, breaking the rules. I think it's okay, it's justified because of the Sayers. But there's also a downside to life being a criminal. You go to prison for a long time, and let's not forget that, you know. Recently I've been asked if I would go to prisons and talk to some of them in the youth custody centres and try and, like I said, talk them out of a life of crime, which is something I'm interested in doing, and we're going to go further down that road to look into it, you know.
Northumbria Police declined to respond to these comments, but Stephen is now looking forward to the rest of his life as a reformed criminal. And a portion of the proceeds from the book will be donated to Cash for Kids in St Oswald's.
Well, it certainly looks like an interesting read, that one. Now moving on tonight, and 10